Back again, we find Solomon, as I said, personifying, putting a personality to wisdom. And he says there simply, how long? I shall read again. Wisdom shouts in the streets. She cries out in the public square. She calls to the crowds along the main street, to those gathered in front of the city gate. How long, you simpletons, will you insist on being simple-minded? How long, simple-minded? How long will you mock us, relish mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge? Just in that passage, you find Solomon is simply saying there is wisdom everywhere. Wisdom is calling to people. Wisdom is appealing to each one of us. But the question simply is, are you embracing wisdom or you are despising wisdom? I want to put it to us this morning, my friends, that as we live in our world today, so many of us, we are despising wisdom. We are rejecting wisdom. And oftentimes we only realize our foolishness when we find ourselves in difficult situations. Often young people tell you how to walk. People tell you what to do and not to do. In fact, all of us, there are rules and regulations that should govern us. But some of us, we choose not to follow. And when we choose not to follow, my friends, the choice to despise wisdom, it can have serious consequences on the individual. Solomon simply says here, wisdom is out appealing to people. In fact, wisdom is said to be coming to us, appealing and saying, please let me give you my heart. Please hear me out. Please do not walk in foolishness. Wisdom has been appealing to each one of us from the beginning of time. In fact, I want to put it to us, the times we are living in, we need wisdom to be able to navigate the challenges of today. You know, we are talking all the issues of climate. We're talking the issue of COVID virus. Do you know that it takes wisdom to be able to navigate these times that we are living in? Solomon, he continues to write in that passage that we are reading today. And he says, people are out laughing at wisdom. They mock wisdom. But here's what wisdom says. I want to jump to verse 26. It says, when verse 25, you ignore my advice, you reject my correction, so I will laugh at you when you're in trouble. When calamity overtakes you in the storm, I will laugh at your anguish and your distress. My friends, I don't think you want to be in a situation where you realize the value of wisdom when you are already experiencing the consequences. I realize there are so many young people, young girls with a promising future. They got caught up in lifestyles they shouldn't have been caught up in. Now they are raising children. They can no longer continue with their lives in the way that it was going to be. And they realize later on, I should have listened. I should have followed words of wisdom from my own parents, from my own mothers. But here, my friends, I just want to simply say, wisdom is something that is needed, especially today, by all of us. Let us not realize and recognize the value of it when it's already too late. Solomon made an argument. He said, well, wisdom is the fear of God. It is the fear and the knowledge of God. Now, as I say that, I am mindful there are some people who are despising that knowledge of God. There are people who are mocking that knowledge of God. Would you want to find yourself one day in a place where that wisdom is going to be mocking at you, where that wisdom is going to be laughing at you because of the calamity that is going to befall you? Solomon says that they reject my advice, they pay no attention, therefore they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. It is true, when we do not take wisdom, we find ourselves in a place where we reap what we have sown. And my friends, sometimes and often, it's not always great. It's sad to see people experiencing the consequences of not following words of wisdom and the consequences of not just doing that which is right. Here Solomon ends, and I want to end. He says, all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. You and I want to live in peace. I know for sure we want to live a life that is free of troubles. But to do so, let us embrace wisdom. To do so, let us seek this thing that is called wisdom. Solomon said it is simply the fear of God. May God bless you. May God be with you. Our time is done for today. May God continue to lead you as you look for this wisdom. Let us go and read this passage and hear wisdom speaking to us. God bless and have a wonderful day.